Chapter 1. The Echo in the Blood. The only light in the university genetics lab at 2:17 a.m. came from the glow of Dr. Ben Carter's primary monitor, painting his face in shifting lines of code. The rest of the building was a ghost, asleep under a steady, silent curtain of early summer rain that slicked the empty campus roads to black mirrors. The air in the lab was thick with the scent of stale coffee and the low, constant hum of server fans, a sound that had become the baseline of Ben's life for the past 3 years. He ran a hand through his already disheveled hair, the fatigue of physical weight on his shoulders. For the thousandth time, he questioned the wisdom of pouring his life, his savings, and his academic reputation into a theory his colleagues openly mocked as genetic astrology. Ancestral cognitive resonance. The idea that memory, true memory, could leave an imprint on the so called junk DNA of a bloodline. He was about to call it a night when the calm, synthesized voice of his AI filled the silence. Ben, Keats said, its tone as placid as a still lake. A recursive pattern in sample 7 gamma has just resolved. The probability of this sequence occurring naturally is statistically 0. I believe you need to see this. Adrenaline, cold and sharp, cut through Ben's exhaustion. He sat bolt upright, the worn fabric of his chair groaning in protest. On screen, Keats. Isolate the marker. A section of the double helix display zoomed into focus. For a moment, it looked like any other strand of DNA, the familiar, elegant chaos of life. Then, Keats overlaid its analysis. A segment of the code lit up, and the chaos within it resolved into something else entirely. It was perfect. It was structured. It contained nested clauses and a syntax so clean it looked less like biology and more like a piece of high-level programming. It was impossibly, terrifyingly deliberate. Run it again, Ben whispered, his hands flying across the keyboard. Check for data corruption. Check for anything. I have, Ben, Keats replied. 13 times. The result is stable. Ben leaned back slowly, the world narrowing to the glowing alien message embedded in his blood. It was here. The ghost in the machine. The whisper he'd been chasing his entire career. A message in a bottle sent from a shore he couldn't imagine. And as the truth of what he was looking at finally washed over him, Ben Carter felt an emotion he hadn't anticipated. It wasn't just the triumphant joy of vindication. It was primordial, world-altering fear.